Hello again, welcome back. This is my video on Buster Keaton series of films. These are 3 films, they're wonderful. Long story short, go out and buy these, watch them instantly. Really, just do it, just go buy them. They're amazing. Just go see them. Don't pause, don't delay, just go see the films. But yes, so the films shown are Sherlock Jr, the General, and Steamboat Bill Jr. So 2 juniors. These were made during Buster Keaton's peak period in the 1920s. After he'd done a lot of shorts. These were made when he was at the top of his game. These were when he was the biggest star, one of the biggest comedy stars in Hollywood. Before he went to MGM and got his career ruined by Lou Beamer, who just oppressed him completely and didn't let him do what he wanted to do, and didn't just say. It was really weird because there's a documentary in this talking about all this, where basically all Lou Beamer had to do was just let him do what he wanted and he'd make money. Instead he didn't do that and they lost money. They just didn't give Buster Keaton the space to make films. So these 3 films, there is also a box set with all the shorts from Eureka, but these are the 3 films. There was a box set last year that had these in them, but this is just the normal release, just normal Blu-ray release. You get some nice documentaries on them, but the most important thing is you get the films. They're remastered in 4K. They look gorgeous. They look really good. I'll go through the films. See, this is going to be a very short video because all I've really got to say is go see these films. They're amazing. Just go see them. They're 5-star films, all of them. If you don't like them, I pity you. That's all I can say, really. So Sherlock Jr is probably my favourite of these films, but they're all great. It's about this guy he works in a cinema in the 20s. He just brushes up, he projects the films, he's just a dog's body for the owner. And he's a dreamer, he wants to be a detective. He's also in love with his woman, who's also got this other suitor who frames him for a robbery. Well, they'll try to work out, well, after he's in the doghouse because he's been accused of robbery, he goes back to the cinema to do his job. Depressed, he falls asleep while he's projecting this film. He imagines himself within the film, like walking into the film, and becoming Sherlock Jr, the great detective who's going to solve the mystery and defeat the villains and, you know, save the girl. And everyone in the film is also played by the actors from real life, so they're projected into the film as well. So they're always a counterpart from the real life in the film. Like the villain who set them up is also the villain in the film. It's very much like Wizard of Oz, but made a lot earlier. And it's wonderful because the first section of Real World is very silent comedy. But the good thing about Buster Keaton is the actors in his films actually act more realistically than they would in some other silent films. They're more underplayed and they'll let you know by the nuance of the facial expression what they're thinking rather than having to go all the time. So it's wonderful. The acting's always wonderful, even though you can't hear what they're saying, because you just get from the looks or from what they're. You don't have to have the subtitles sometimes telling what they said. You can get what they're saying just by their expressions. So it's wonderful. Also, the first bit is played as a silent film, as a kind of farce social situation, as he's getting set up and doesn't realise it. And it's wonderful just standing back and watch him get further and further into a bad situation, not realise it. Then we get to the second section where he's in a dream. It's much more fantastic. It starts out more normal, but then he joins in as Sherlock Jr, the world's greatest detective, and where he also has his cinema manager as a sidekick. He allows him to have a lot of these weird surreal gags and a chase sequence that goes on for a long time, but there's lots of weirdness to it. It's just wonderful. It's just like anything you can think of goes into this sequence and it becomes weirder and weirder. But also as a chase, and it's also got consequences. But it feels like the logic of a dream, but without going too far. So there's always comedy, but the dream logic's still there. But it's not over the top. It's not like forcing you to think, oh, this is a dream. It just feels like a short silent comedy, but done as a sequence of slightly more surreal than normal gags. It's just a wonderful, beautiful film. It's only 45 minutes long, so there's not an ounce of fat on it. It just gets to the point, A, B, C, D, gets to the point, and then has the plot there to allow the gags to happen. And they set stuff up early that pays off later, after you've forgotten all about something. And then they pull it out and oh, they've still got this, yeah. There's tons of stuff like that as well. It's just a wonderful film. I don't want to give away any of the gags though, they're hilarious. They'll just go see it, it's brilliant. The General is his most famous film. General is basically a chase movie. It's set in this, during the Civil War. He's in the South and he's not allowed to sign up because he's an engineer and they need engineers on the trains. So everyone views him as a coward for not enlisting for the war. But it's because he can't enlist because he's not allowed to. They won't let him enlist. So he's a train engineer. And then the Northerners come down to nick the train so they can go up and blow up all these important things on the way. Or actually, they're still in the train, they're going to come back down and blow and cause all this havoc. There's a plan, it's very sketchy. I don't think they even follow through no plan. Apparently, I thought the plan was they were going to blow up bridges as they pass them to cause havoc for the Southerners. And then they don't do anything, they're just getting chased the whole way through, and then the plan is they're going to do this big thing, and then Buster Keaton steals the train back and they have to chase them all the way back to the south. And it's just like this thing where there's a plot set up but no one ever follows it. And it doesn't matter anyway, because the whole idea is, the first half of the movie, Buster Keaton's chasing the train full of Northerners, and they're trying to lay traps for him, and he has to get his way out of it because they've also kidnapped his beloved who rejected him because he couldn't enlist, and now he's trying to get her the train back, and he has to avoid all these traps. The second half, they thought they got rid of him, so the second half, he sneaks into the house, finds out what the plan is, steals back the girl, they nick his train called the General, and they're trying to get back to the south to tell them what the plans, and they're getting chased by the Northerners. And it's also another farce, he has to try and stop them this time. It's a very simple setup, there's nothing complicated with this. But it goes on for an hour 20 and it's really great, it's wonderful. And even though he's playing someone from the south, you're not really thinking about the north or the south or the realities of the Civil War, it's just the two different sides. It doesn't matter if he's a southerner or a northerner, it's just like he's trying to get his girl back, then get home, that's all he's trying to do, and try and get a bit of respect for people around him. Which he does by, even though he's very clumsy, he still gets respect for all the stuff he does. Basically, I think George Lucas ripped this off in Phantom Menace for Jar Jar Binks, but did badly. But the whole idea of this train, all these train gags of him on a train, up and down from the train, all these done realistically, because there's no special effects thing. You have to actually go up and down trains, and he has to do it with a grace to say it's no big deal, even though it is, because the train's actually moving at the time. All that stuff's wonderful. There's a big sequence where a train actually crashes, we did it for real, which is amazing. The whole film is stunning, it's so beautifully done, it's just an amazing film. I highly recommend it, it's just amazing. The only reason I don't recommend it highly is Sherlock Jr. Sherlock Jr. is just so up my alley. And final one is Steamboat Bill Jr. This is more of a character-based one, because the first 2/3 of the film is about him. He plays the son of this of Steamboat Bill, who's this guy who lives in the water. He runs a steamboat up and down the river in the south, and he's getting overtaken by this new banker who's got this bigger steamboat which has more stuff on it and is cleaner and everything else. So during this time, this guy's trying to fight the richer guy. Then his son arrives, who's Buster Keaton. He's trying to impress his father, but everything he does, because he's this Eastern softy who has terrible sense of clothing. Whenever he tries to do anything, it makes it worse. Plus, he knows the daughter of the guy who's the enemy, and the daughter and him fall in love because they've known each other from college, and both fathers do not want this to happen. And so farce ensues, and Buster Keaton has to earn the respect of his father, get the girl back, and solve the problem for his father on the business side. All while a tornado's happening. So the last third of it takes place during a tornado, as all these houses are flipping all over the place, and Buster Keaton's inside this tornado, and he's trying to avoid getting killed as his houses flip around him, buildings fall on him, but he's standing in a one area they don't crush. And he's blowing in the wind with this tree, and there's tons of gags like that. It's wonderful. And the way it's done is beautiful. And there's tons of gags through the steamboats as well, as Keaton climbs up and down them. He's very agile. Also, the thing with Keaton is he's this great, pure, deadpan face throughout. Even though it seems like there's not much going on, you know everything's going on with him, because you just see it in his face. Because he's a great nuance for the subtlest change in facial expression to tell you what's actually going on. And he allows the other actors to be a bit broader, so that when you focus on him, you get a little nuance that tells you what's going on. It's a wonderful balancing act, because he lets the other actors go off a bit more, but he still brings them down to the level so they'll match to him. But it allows them to actually have big performances and be impactful too. So it's not just a Buster Keaton show, but they are in the same film as him, so they have to match a little bit. But he's working with actors who have worked with him before, so they all know him, so they all know how to act. He had the same people in the same film on the films repeating, because the actors they knew you could trust to know his way of working. So it's a beautiful film. The last 20 minutes are amazing, but even before that, the first 40 minutes are stunning as well, but they're more character-based comedy, but they're wonderfully done as well. They're just beautifully executed. It makes most modern comedies look stale in comparison. So these are amazing. These are just amazing films. Just go see them. Just go buy it. Eureka's released this set. You can buy it from Eureka or Amazon. There's no excuse not to buy it. It's fairly cheap for what you get in it. So it's like £20 and you get 3 great films. You get documentaries, commentaries, everything. So you get commentary. You get commentary as well, yeah. And I haven't watched the commentary yet. Plus you get little essays on each film as well, explaining what happened during the making of it. So you get a lot of stuff in them. But they're worth buying just for the films. They've been restored lovingly. It's just an amazing film. This is my recommendation of the week. It'd be nice to rewatch the other stuff I'm talking about, but definitely see this. This is amazing. This is stunning. This is probably the best buy I've had all year. Of anything I've bought this year, this is probably the best buy. Okay, hopefully I've recommended enough. Right, I'll speak to you later, and I hope you're back for the next video. Right, bye.